first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems. Maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were.
I thought marriage would fix everything. I thought love would be the cure. But what if it's not? There's something they don't tell you in fairy tales. Right after the happily ever after, you might find yourself curled up on the bathroom floor wondering why, despite the ring on your finger, you feel more lost than ever. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. If you've ever believed that love could patch up your cracks, that finding the one would magically erase your insecurities, or that commitment was the final destination of emotional peace, well, grab a snack. Because what you're about to read is a deep dive into what happens after the music fades, the vows are exchanged, and real life begins. But this isn't just about your next-door neighbor's heartbreak or some vague story of romantic disillusionment. No, this is about Justin Bieber, his high-profile marriage to Haley Baldwin, and the undeniable, haunting specter of his past relationship with Selena Gomez. A love story that once played out like a movie trailer on every teen screen. One that still echoes in his songs, his body language, and sometimes in his silences. So how do you build a future when your past refuses to let go? Let's peel this back, layer by emotional layer. You expect the wedding day to be the climax of your love story, the moment where all past heartbreaks dissolve in a misty fog of floral arrangements, champagne toasts, and slow dances. But for many, especially those who enter marriage carrying emotional scars, it becomes the beginning of a different kind of journey. Justin Bieber himself admitted in an interview that marriage was way harder than he thought, that he brought in a lot of baggage. Trust issues, emotional instability, and yes, lingering feelings for a past love. Ever felt that too? You're standing in a room full of people celebrating you, but inside, you're wondering if you even know yourself. And that's the kicker, love doesn't erase your pain. It reveals it. But let's rewind for a second. What if the problem isn't the love? What if the problem is the expectation? Before Haley, before wedding vows, before church tattoos and commitment talks, there was Selena. Their relationship was the Gen Z version of Brad and Jen, dreamy, chaotic, and heavily scrutinized. Paparazzi followed them. Fans obsessed. Breakups turned into comebacks. And every time they were spotted together, Twitter exploded. But here's the thing about first love, it imprints on you. It's the love that taught you what love could be, and for better or worse, that's a lesson you never forget. Even after their final split, Justin's songs like Ghost, Love Yourself, and Sorry hinted at unresolved feelings. Fans noticed. So did Selena. So when he married Haley in a whirlwind romance and started calling her his forever, many wondered, did he ever really get over Selena? Or did he just move on before he was ready? Fast forward to Justin's marriage to Haley. On paper, it seemed perfect. Two young stars, spiritually aligned, outwardly devoted. But behind the Instagram-worthy photos, cracks began to show. In a raw interview on the In Good Faith podcast, Justin admitted he was emotionally unstable at the start of their marriage. Haley shared that she spent nights crying, wondering if she made a mistake. It was anything but picture perfect. Now imagine being Haley, married to a man who's worshipped by millions, who once loved someone else so loudly it echoed through every corner of pop culture. Would you trust that love? Here's where it gets even murkier. March 5th, sunny LA. Justin's 29th birthday carnival-themed extravaganza. Celebs flooded the venue, balloons kissed the sky, and fans waited for every photo drop like a new album was about to drop. But the buzz wasn't about the guests or the outfits, it was about Justin's hand. Specifically, the fact that his wedding ring was missing. Cue the speculation. Had he taken it off for style? Was it lost? Or was it a subtle cry for help, an unconscious reveal of inner unrest? Because let's be real. Wedding rings aren't just metal, they're symbols. And in a relationship already questioned by millions, a missing ring screams louder than words. In 2022, a resurfaced quote from Justin hit social media like a storm. I had a lot of trauma and unresolved issues. I thought marriage would fix that. It didn't. Yikes. He's also opened up about how hard it was to trust Haley and how there were moments he considered backing out of the marriage altogether. That doesn't sound like a man who walked into love with clarity. It sounds like a man still haunted by the past. Add that to cryptic posts, moody interviews, and the ever-present Selena comparisons, and it's hard not to wonder, did he marry Haley too soon? Selena once said in an interview, "You can't erase a person you've shared your soul with." She didn't name names, but we all knew. Love isn't a switch. You don't flip it off just because a new chapter begins. Especially if you never fully healed from the last. It's not about blaming Haley or praising Selena. It's about understanding the emotional labyrinth of relationships. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, even when you're in love again, the past still visits. Late at night, in dreams, in lyrics, in the silence between arguments. Imagine being married to someone who the world thinks belongs with someone else. Now imagine living with that narrative every day. Haley has been relentlessly trolled, compared, dissected. She's had to defend her marriage, her worth, and even her sanity. And yet, she's stayed. Loyal. Committed. But how much of that is love and how much is fear of failure? She once said, "I know who I married." But does he? So what now? Justin continues to release music filled with longing and self-reflection. Haley continues to project strength. Selena continues to thrive solo. But deep underneath it all, we're reminded that no one gets a perfect love story, especially when the world is watching. Love doesn't fix you. Marriage doesn't cure trauma. And sometimes, the heart lingers even after the feet have walked away. But maybe that's not failure. Maybe that's just being human. Marriage isn't therapy. It won't fix you, but it can mirror your broken pieces so you finally face them. First love leaves a scar. Not all scars are ugly. Some are reminders of who you were. Comparison is poison. Whether you're Haley, Justin, or just someone trying to build a future, don't let the past define your present. Communication matters. Even celebs struggle with being honest. Don't hide your doubts, share them. Healing takes time, and that timeline is different for everyone. Have you ever thought someone would complete you, only to realize you weren't ready to be whole? Do you believe you can truly move on while a part of you still lingers in the past? Let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts below. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, love is messy, healing is hard, but both are still worth the fight. Your story isn't over. And maybe, just maybe, Justin's isn't either.